Number one, you got a kite to be constructed using two sticks measuring 24 inches by 25 inches, right? So basically what they're saying is the diagonals are 24 and 25. And the area, so the area for a kite is always, can y'all see this? Yeah. The area for a kite is always the diagonals, diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2, all right? Those diagonals being 24 and 25 over 2, all right? And then you just do the math, okay? So you should have gotten 300 inches squared. Anybody get that?
I do.
Okay, cool. For number 2 now, number 2 is talking about similar triangles. It's a bit like what we were doing at the very beginning of the second semester. And so when we did, what's it called? Geometric mean. Remember when we did geometric mean? This is the same thing, right? So the side of MRP is 8. The side of MAP is 6, right? And so they want the ratio, they want the area of each, right? And so you just make a ratio of it, right? So if it says it's map to MRP, you just take one of the sides and then you square it. So when the side of map is 6, the side of MRP is 8. Okay, and so this is the same as 6 over 8. So before you square for the area, you need to reduce this or simplify it. So 6 over 8 is going to reduce to be 3 over 4, right? Then from there, for the area, you square things. So it'll be 3 squared and it'll be 4 squared. And that's how you end up with the 9 over 16. Okay? And all of this is like in that paper that I just sent y'all. Number 3 says you got a triangle. Okay? Number 3 is a triangle. Like so. Like this, like that. And they got, you know, they got to measure this side basically. And that's 60 degrees, that's 45 degrees. So what happens is when you draw this triangle, is this glare too strong? What happens is when you draw this triangle, when you draw this diagonal here, right, for height, you create 2 right triangles. You got this right triangle, which is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And then you got this triangle, which is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, right? If the hypotenuse is 12 root 3, for 30, 60, 90, this is the 2x side. So then this is going to be half of 2 root 3, which would make that 6 root 3, okay? So now all we have to do is find the height, and whatever this is going to be that, right? So now this is the x side. This is going to be the x root 3 side. So for the height, you're going to end up with 6 root 3, which is x, times the square root of 3, okay? The square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9. And then you take the square root of 9 and you end up with 3. So then this side is going to be 6 times 3, which is 18. So the height is 18. Okay? Now, we have to find the area, which means that we need the height and the base, right? And so we only have one portion of the base, which is here, which is 6 root 3. The other portion is going to be relative to this triangle here. So let me move this triangle over some, right? So again, this is a 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. So whatever this height is also going to be this side as well, right? So that means that this other side is 18. Everybody good so far? Okay. So now from here, we can put it into, we can solve. So now we got the height and we got the base. So not solve, but find the area. So the area is going to be base, which is going to be 6 root 3 plus 18 times height, which is 18 all over 2. Okay? So you set that up and do the math. And so we'll have, let's just do 18, half 18 is 9, so it'll be 9 times this here. So we get 2 answers. So it'll be 9 times 18. Well, let's do 18 plus 6 times the square root of 3 gives us 28.39. So like 28.39. 28.39 is this part, right? Times 9. Because times 9 because you got this 18 over 2, right? We just simplified this part to make it 9. So times 9, and we get 2299. 2299.7.8. Okay. Or another way to look at this to make it even simpler is to, when you do this math here, this 2 divided by 18, 18 divided by 2, you'll change this 18 to be like 9, right? And then you'll multiply these. So it'll be 9 times 6, which is 54 root 3. And then 9 times 18, which is 162. So this is an answer as well. So it'll be 54 root 3 plus 162. So that's the answer as well. Okay. All right. Number, what's this? 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is a hexagon, right? Look at my stuff. Yeah, number 4 is a hexagon. Okay. So with a hexagon, we got to go back to our newest lesson, which is about the polygons, right? Area polygons. So you got this, bop, 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 bop. This polygon here, right? Each side is 20, right? We need to find out what the apothem is, which is going to be this. Right? In order to do so, you create this triangle. Right? So when you create this triangle, you have half, because it cut it in half. It's a bisector, and we don't know this part, which is what we need. Okay? So in order to figure out this part, we need to figure out what this angle is, so we can use trig or whatever skill that we just learned 2 chapters ago to find out what this height is. So the next thing we need to do is find out what the measure of the interior angles are. All right, so we got to go to this formula. N minus 2 times 180, right? N being the number of sides. We have 6 sides, right? Minus 2 is going to be 4. So it'll be 4 times 180, which will give us 720, all right? 720 is the measure of all of these angles added together. So what you're going to do is you're going to divide 720 by the number of sides, N, right, to get the measure of each angle. And so now, when you divide 720 by 6, each angle is going to turn out to be 120 degrees, okay? Now, we're going to skip all the way down to here. This line here, which is like the radius, bisects this angle here. So this would make this 60. 60 is half of 120, okay? Now, if this is 10, and this is the 60 side, this is the X side. And if this is 10 and this is the X side, this is 20, right? The next thing we need to know is what this height is. The height then is going to be the X root 3 side, which will make this 10 root 3, okay? So our apothem is 10 root 3. Good. So we got the apothem. Now we need the perimeter. Each side's 20. 6 sides. So it'll be 6 times 20. So the perimeter is going to be 6 times 20, which is going to give us 120. Okay? So that is our perimeter, 120. And then from here, we can put it into the equation. So it'll be area equals apothem 10 root 3 times 120 over 2, which will basically be 10 root 3 times 60. All right. And when you do the math, you'll end up with 600 root 3 as the area. You go with that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Let us go to, what's this, number 4? Yeah. Huh? Now we're on number 5. Right. Now we're on number 5. Okay. So I'm going to stop this.